Hello and welcome back. My name is Nikki Check, and I am super excited to be in studio with Ryan Lancaster here with Tough Media. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me. This is exciting.
We are going to, we apparently work in the same industry and same sector, and we've never met. So we just met for the first time.
Yes.
And we're excited.
Yes, and we're best friends now. So
yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. So we're here today to talk to you about the upcoming Marketing Summit. It's the Canadian Digital Marketing Summit that's happening right here in Kelowna on May 1st. And you have been involved in 3, including hosting one just recently.
Yes, the Victoria Summit, which was super fun. So.
Speaking at in previous years?
No, so our company, Tough Media, this founder and CEO, Parker Kump, he's the speaker. So I just do the MC stuff. He gets the hard stuff of actually having to teach people.
Okay, there you go. I didn't. Okay, so what do you think? You've experienced CDM Summit 3 years now. What do you think keeps bringing you back to this event?
Well, I think more than anything, I'm just extremely passionate about this space, about marketing. I think it's like one of the coolest jobs in the world, especially today, because it's this like chaotic, ever-evolving thing. And this, especially post-COVID, I think this has been a real opportunity to reconnect the community in the marketing space, right? Like we all work out of our basements now and out of our homes and the little isolated bubbles. So for me, it's been an opportunity to connect with my broader kind of marketing community and see people that I wouldn't see on a day-to-day basis and share stories and battles in the trenches, and then also just level up. I think that's the thing we're always trying to do in marketing. The best practice in marketing only lasts maybe 6 months, and then you have a new best practice, right? So it's about cutting through the noise of that and actually being able to discuss it. And the Canadian Digital Marketing Summit just kind of offers a great space for that.
And I think, so I haven't had the opportunity to attend the summit before, but I think it would be appealing if I look at the demographic of Kelowna, we're mostly small business, 1, 2, 3 person businesses. It would be appealing to anyone that has a small, medium-sized business, but then also those marketers and content creators that do this for a living.
Yeah, I think Kelowna is this. Well, the whole Okanagan is this really sweet hotbed for entrepreneurship, and I think we punch much higher than our weight class here in the Okanagan. So, but we're kind of like quiet sleepers, right? Because we're lifestyle people as well, right? So, the people that are operating 8 or 10 figure businesses out of their homes, we don't get to see them every day, right? Yeah. So this is the opportunity, bring your team, bring yourself, or again, if you're a 1 to 2 person small business, come out and learn some cutting edge marketing, tools and insights, but then also connect to the community as well.
So being at the summit for 3 years, now how has it, or have you seen it evolve over the 3 years, and really more specifically, what do you think 2025 is going to shape up to be like?
Yeah, so that's been one of the really great things. Again, speaking of that entrepreneurial mindset, you're kind of constantly working and reworking and iterating and changing, right? So I think the CDM Marketing Summit's done a great job of that. What we experienced last year, that was my first one, was last year here in Kelowna, and then I had the opportunity to go to Surrey, and then I was the MC out in Victoria, and now we're back here in Kelowna. So each time we've done it, I think we've really listened to the attendees and what the market is looking for, and it seems again that networking piece is really important. So this year they've added some breakout sessions for better connectivity, but also some more deep dive. That was something we got a lot of feedback with in previous sessions. Is these keynote speaking sessions are awesome for like high level information, and you get to ask a few questions and kind of tailor it to your own needs, but you can still only kind of skim the surface, right? So like, how do we dive deeper? So now workshops and breakout sessions to really like pull back, and you can like kind of a la carte, the keynotes to the breakout sessions to choose what's best for you to get the most out of the event.
But I even think having that networking time aside allows us to reiterate sort of our takeaways or what our aha moments were in that keynote.
Totally.
And how we're going to apply it to our business, or how we want to think about it. And I think those unstructured conversations are as valuable as listening to additional keynotes or those breakout sessions.
Totally. You get that like booklet full of notes, but then it's like when you get to bounce that stuff off of someone else, and then what was your experience, what was your take, and then it actually gets to be like applied, right? Like and you get to actually bring it into your company.
And it stays fresh for only so many minutes.
Yeah.
So it's nice to talk it through and try and keep it longer. So what do you think the biggest takeaways will be for participants this year?
Well, I think the landscape for marketing is really changing, as everybody knows, right? AI is just like every week there seems to be a new announcement that's changing the game drastically. I think the big takeaways are going to be, really around what is working right now in marketing, and we've really tried to tailor the speakers around that. We brought in some really awesome heavy hitters. Aaron Palmeter from Google is going to be speaking on AI and the evolution of video landscape. Enrique Roaz is going to be speaking. He's from Pixels, which is a part of Canva. So they're going to be talking about graphic design and using data to inform your graphic design, which I think is really interesting.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So I mean, you see this like big explosion of graphic design now with AI, but it needs to be informed from somewhere, right? Like you can't just whip up a graphic and hope that it'll convert, right? Like what is the emotional motivator you're pulling on? What does the structure of the creative look like? What is the target audience you're going to? And I'm excited to learn a bit more about how Canva applies that and how Pixels applies that from like leveraging that data to get results, right?
I think it's going to be so fascinating, and so often we're doing A/B testing in the campaigns, and we're trying to see if this image or this shade has a different result.
Totally.
And I think having the ability to utilize these more informed options to have us get to success faster.
Totally.
Is going to have a big impact on the dollar.
And I think it's also becoming easier. There's a lot of scary things about AI, but the benefits are that we can now aggregate all of this information and be like, oh, it's B, and in the A/B test, it's B, right? Like, and it's you don't have to sift through and wade through a sea of data to try and figure it out anymore. Like the reporting and the information is able to be translated so much easier, and it's just about understanding, okay, well, how do we best action that? What do we do with this information, right? So, yeah.
So am I hearing? I'm hearing data.
Yeah.
So we're done. Q1 of 2025 is done. We only have 3 more quarters left. Is there something significant that you're seeing that's different from a marketing perspective that's trending, or
that's really hitting right now?
Yeah.
I think we're probably following suit what was happening in 2024 from like an AI landscape. I think it's just on this exponential growth curve, right? And so whether it's just the ease of creating graphic designs with ChatGPT, or the AI agents, and like how you can now apply them really quickly to get work or research done really effectively. I think the core things that I think a lot of people forget, and they get really overwhelmed by all of this technology, a lot of the core things are still the same, right? It's still like, who's our business, who's our customer, and like what is the problem we're solving and how are we relaying that information, right? And all of the tools just become a way to speed up and grow, like graphic design, for instance. Like, let's increase A/B testing. Let's increase creative testing, because now we can output at a much higher level than we could before, right? Let's do better, deeper research, because now it doesn't take a month to do that. We can get deep research to do that really quickly. Now, let's automate some stuff and take stuff off of our plates, rather than have everything be segmented in silos, or like have to have a sea of people trying to execute on all these different things. You can just like have agents effectively do that really quickly, right? So there's some really amazing speakers around AI and automation that are going to be at the summit, and I can tell you I've heard them at the Victoria Summit, and they ran a workshop that everybody literally built some automations in the right on the spot, and it was incredible, because I think it really expanded people's understanding of those tools, and maybe demystified some of the, I think everyone's used ChatGPT,
Sure.
but it's like the rest of the sea of AI and automation that people haven't really taken the time to delve into. So, but that can add so much value and efficiency to your company, right? So, or just to yourself personally as a, in your career, right? So, I think if we can keep leveling up in that way and keep offering that kind of value, I think there's a ton of reason to attend something like this.
And I can't agree enough about what you said, Ryan. I think there is still, I'm witnessing a standoffish approach from AI. There's still a lot of people are skeptical. They're nervous of it. It could be Terminator-like, and there's this. It's interesting. There's this maybe a denial or a ignore it and it will go away.
Yeah.
It is not going away, and you said it so well. This understanding these systems, understanding these solutions, doing that hands-on, actually setting up a workflow to show the way that we can significantly increase the output, the results, decrease the time it takes to get to that thought, because it can sift through this data so much quicker than I could. One thing that I had queried was, I pulled all of our clients out of, for agency, just specific to a GL line, pulled all of our clients out, had it marked in the years, and then I asked it to give me a list of clients based on financial dollar and time away from my accounting system, who I'm forgetting about, who I'm leaving behind. I could have done a cross tick. I could have done it. I would have been in timeout. I would have locked the timeout for 2 8-hour days or something. And like, when I say seconds, I mean seconds. It's like, well, Nikki, I'm glad you asked. Here it is.
Which is so interesting, because that's like like there's marketing and then entrepreneurship. Like what you just talked about is like the value that AI efficiency can be implemented just to make your business more sustainable, stronger, like more efficient, because now you can like assess the health of your business like really quickly. And then what AI can I create to create new business for me, or to help support those guys that were, the red flag clients, right? Like, is there something I can bring to them that I couldn't 6 months ago that I can now create, right? So, yeah.
But even having, from a marketing perspective, I think coming to this summit, listening to these keynotes, I think it really lands in the change your questions, change your life. So when you hear,
I love that.
Oh, it's a beautiful book that I read a lot of books.
Yeah.
But that one particularly, I think, as people are sitting in the chairs, consuming the keynotes, participating in the workshops, I think there's going to be a number of ahas. Oh my gosh. So if I ask this question in my business from a marketing perspective, or a campaign or a design or a targeting perspective, I'm going to be able to travel through to a different answer versus status quo. I've always done it like this.
Yeah.
You just open this software, you just do this. 6 hours later, I'm being a little bit facetious, but I think there's this ability to really, as you said, exponentially do significantly more with less.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think the big takeaway we really try and put a big focus on is those like tangible leave behinds that you can take from this. I've attended a lot of conferences in my time, and you get a lot of like, ooh, that's interesting, right? But how are you going to go take it back and apply it to your business or yourself personally, or your team, or whatever that looks like, right? So we really tried to make it as actionable and pragmatic as possible, so that and really applicable in a lot of different veins. So whether, again, you're an entrepreneur, or you're running a marketing team, or you're or just an independent contractor who wants to level up, this is like a great space to come and do that.
So let's talk about the summit. So it's May 1st.
Yes.
In Kelowna.
Yes. Excellent
lineup. It's on the site. You can go to the site to see the speakers that will be at the event.
Yep.
I understand there is room for 300.
Yes.
It's sold out in previous years. How have the summits done in?
They're sold out in
Surrey
Victoria, sold out in Surrey
okay.
as well. I respect we will sell out here as well. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a real demand for this, both again from that networking community connection point, but like, oh God, the world is changing so quickly, and who do I look to, and who do I go to, and to be able to do that, in a space that is focused on you and your business, and then also to be able to do it alongside colleagues where you can, because the thing is, like, you can watch content online, and you should, but then it's like, how do you, who do you ask afterwards? So who do you talk to about that? And like, and how do you ask questions of the creator? So this is like the opportunity where you're like, okay, yeah. And I find that's where I get the most value out of my attendance, is like, I go there so selfishly, to be honest. Like, I go there and I'm like, I'm going to ask so many questions, and I'm going to like make sure that I get all of this great knowledge out of that experience, right? And so, that the panels, the keynotes, the workshops, the networking, all of that is just there, ripe for the picking, right?
And I think you said it on the networking side. So no matter where you are in your journey of understanding the changes that are happening in the marketing landscape in general, I think coming in, no matter if you're beginner or quite seasoned or capable, you're going to be able to meet different people within the community that the second you're stuck, or the second you have a different experience, you have the ability to reach out to someone literally in your neck of the woods and find out how they navigated it, how they succeeded, how they changed and did it different. So
totally, yeah.
And I love the networking.
Totally, and even a lot of the speakers, like, they're very accessible, which I've loved, and like, the last one we had, the guy that created the AI automation tool as a workshop right during the program. Said, the first person that develops this, and it's a very simple automation, send it to me, I'll vet it, and then I'll happily give you some feedback on it. And there was kind of an open invite if anybody wanted to do that. And so that again, who do you call, right? Who do you know about automation? I mean, if you're lucky, you have somebody, but probably you don't, right? Yeah. So this is an opportunity to go find somebody that you can form a relationship with, find out if you trust this person, and then you can connect with them further and potentially add value to your business, right?
Love it. Okay, so we're at April 7th. The summit is May 1st.
Yes.
Do not wait. Go to cdmsummit.ca to book your tickets. Make sure you get a seat. You will want to be here.
Yes, and I have a little special,
nice.
Little special offer for you guys. So if you use the code CDM now, you'll get 25% off. Ends midnight tonight, though. So, I know, but it's a live stream. So this is the opportunity, people.
Now,
CDM now, CDMNOW for 25% off until midnight tonight. There's also going to be a pre-networking event the night before, which I'll tease out. It's going to be at a very very exciting location
Okay.
in the city, which I cannot announce yet, but free attendance for everybody that has tickets. So I would definitely recommend checking that out as well.
I think you need to be there. So it doesn't matter if you're a 1, 2, 3 person business, doesn't matter the industry or the sector. I think there are takeaways. I think there's nuggets. I think there's tools for you. Come to this event.
Yeah.
And
you'll be there.
I will be.
Yeah.
I get to speak.
Yes.
I will be speaking on adopting.
We get to switch roles because you're interviewing me now. I get to intro you as the MC, so that'll be exciting.
Actually, you will. Yeah. Okay. So it is really about adopting AI in this, and I've had a legacy of moving through revolutions as they apply to business, whether it's the internet, whether it's social media, whether it's responsive designs, the change. I mean, I was on the stage talking about moving away from traditional media, which was put out a sign, call the radio station and get an on-location event booked.
Totally.
And you would do some faxing out, and I'm not even being facetious.
Yeah.
Like that was, you were going to make it.
Totally.
You were going to be great.
Yeah.
And we brought the Okanagan Marketing Summit meets traditional media, and we all played nice in the sandbox, and it was how you augment and add that. So there's significant changes happening for businesses, and without being melodramatic, you do need to learn the lingo. You've got to learn the softwares. You've got to learn the possibilities, what's possible as it pertains to your business. And this is a great stepping stone to get some data and to get some information and get started on this journey. Because if you do not, I do worry for the longevity of the people in any sector.
Yeah.
If you do not deploy.
I couldn't agree more. I think there's two opportunities here. One is you can level up and get a lot more efficient in your business, and you can do more business. And but the other opportunity is to stay competitive. And as you mentioned, if everyone becomes more efficient, then where are you in that pecking order? And eventually, you get priced out of your own business, right? So and I think that's not to say that you need to implement an army of AI agents and everything needs to be AI, but I do think understanding what's happening in the market, and then seeing where there is opportunities for you to apply that in your business to hopefully help you become more sustainable and more scalable, right?
And I think an opportunity to what keeps you awake at night. So if you're trying to solve these number of questions, bring them with you, have them already set in the problems that you're trying to solve, and I'm very confident that you're going to find, if not all, many of the answers.
Yeah.
At this
you
summit.
can ask her her speech. She'll have all the answers.
Amazing.
Yes.
Ryan, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for coming in and sharing. Super excited about the promo code for CDM. Now is the code to enter if you're booking your tickets, and it's only available till midnight tonight for 25% off. And what a beautiful surprise. I did not know that was going to happen today. Okay. Thank you very much for coming in, Ryan.
Absolute pleasure.